to listen to both sides, because listening to Mheshimiwa here, it sounds like Jubilee is also still not happy with IEBC.
You know, Mike, I will always protest this issue of both sides, because one side is on the right and the other side is on the wrong. You know, they brought these amendments half-heartedly because they wanted for there to be that equivalence that you are trying to push here, so that it appears like there is something for us to talk about, so that they have something to pull from the table and we have something to pull from the table. That is not our intention. Our intention was us to get to a point where we have confidence in the body that is going to run the election, that Kenyans can actually accept the result of the election that is run by these individuals. And when I was last here, we filtered the irreducible minimums to two main issues. Number one, that the people who are responsible for bungling the election in the first round need to go. Chiloba needs to go. While Mheshimiwa Kutunyi is here saying, oh, they have had a change of heart, or that he is in a special place in Jubilee who sees things different from what his party leadership is saying, they are still the ones who are protecting Chiloba. We have said that the people who supply the technology and the ballot papers, Al Ghurair and the French firm, we need new suppliers for us to be able to have confidence in this particular election. Personally, I have gotten to a point where, as you rightly said, it's 16 days to this so-called repeat election. I have gotten to the point where I am convinced that we have crossed the threshold that no matter what happens now, we are not going to see a difference. So that even if Chiloba went home tomorrow, or if we got them to comply with the reducible minimums tomorrow, the effect in terms of time would be so minimal, so that we would not have the desired effect from what we were pushing. And in fact, it has been my advice to the leadership of a coalition that at this particular moment in time, it is absolutely pointless. It will be foolhardy, it will be ill-advised for anyone to go into that election. What we want to see in this country is some level of honesty. If you are nursing ambitions of being a dictator in this country, we can survive a dictator. What we do not want is a closet dictator. Just come out and say, yeah, I'm going to subvert the constitution, I'm going to suspend your rights, so that we can be able to adjust to live under a dictatorship. So what we want to advise the country, we have tried our best to be able to be reasonable. We have gotten to a point, and you will not see us campaigning, Mike, because we are not going into this election, and there's not going to be an election.
Why not call off right now and say that, look, we have no elections, and literally just operate as though there is none, without even demanding the irreducible minimums? Because what you're saying now is that even if those irreducible minimums were met, it's too little too late.
That's my personal opinion. That's what I'm telling you. And that is the advice that I've given to the leadership of a coalition, that we have already run out of time. That it would be unreasonable for anyone to imagine that anything can be done right now, because we have one side of a political divide which is bent on subverting the will of the people, ensuring that whatever election you run, it is interfered with, so that the will of the people will never be known. So what is the point? I mean, at the end of the day, we are not going to be able to participate in a process just to, rubber stamp the theft that is going to happen. It is guaranteed that it's going to happen, okay. Which is why you see, because there is this crisis of credibility in Jubilee, they have even filed a very ridiculous suit in Nakuru to force Raila Odinga to participate in the election, so that you can come and say, oh, there was an election. There's not going to be an election. So just come out, say, I am going to be your ruler for life. We have seen some cheerleaders in Jubilee urging him on, saying, oh, this country needs a benevolent dictator. But they forget. They say every day, when you devise any tool, always imagine it in the hands of the worst political enemy. So when they talk about benevolent